For God, for country, for truth, for justice, for the Republic. You're listening to the Powder Monkey Podcast on PirateInfoWars.com.
Episode 25 of the Powder Monkey Podcast. Have Chris Hill back, 3% Security Force. Chris, you were live on the street. There in at the CNN building. Kind of tell us what you saw today. What happened? What went down?
Hell yeah, Sean. This is day 3 of the MAGA interstate protest taking place at the State Farm, part of the CNN building. And so today it was, we woke up and, getting information that the votes were being halted by the Supreme Court. And we went in today, looking to meet up with Donald Trump supporters and let everybody know this is a fraud. This is a fraud taking place on the people, and we had, I was saying, shit. It was awesome, man. And everybody's everybody's optimistic and freaking Dang it. I know it's live. This is a bad start.
No, dude. It's been a bad, few days. Don't worry about it. My last episode, I haven't even finished put together yet. I think it's going to be titled "Shit Show," and so, it just is what it is at this point. If this were a legal, fair election, what would we do? But I think everybody knows the president is saying there is fraud. I think everybody in America sees it and knows it. I don't know. Over the last few days, it's been a roller coaster. You've seen the, we talked, I sent you a link and I was pretty hyped about the watermark. Steve Pachenik sound very, very sure of himself. But so I kind of ran with that. I think I agree kind of with Harrison Smith too. A watermark isn't going to save us at this point. Unless the American people can be assured that there are free and fair elections in America, this side has always talked about fair play, and for the last how many years have we heard about Russian collusion and election interference? And so now maybe it's time for them to have the courage of their convictions and allow a thorough investigation to occur. And please, God, let there be radioactive isotopes that can be traced. Hopefully.
Real. Amen.
So I don't know, but that's my 2 cents on it, And if it's a free and fair election, I support this president. If it's a free and fair election, if he holds his hands up and he, I don't know what to do at that point. But at this point, he is saying there is fraud. At this point, the American people are saying it's fraud outside of the polling places that they're not allowed to, and their elected representatives are not allowed to go in. This might be revolutionary talk, but it is not a lie. It's not disinformation.
No.
It's not bullshit. It's verified through anywhere. You would not believe the trouble I had trying to share a Newsmax article that is refuting that, that the election should be called at this point.
Well, they should be called. They should have tallied up all of the votes. Like we were saying, man, they paused it. When does that happen?
Dude, you made a very, it was almost like we were, having some kind of synchronous moment, because I was saying just the other day that we ought to run presidential elections on the damn Voice from here on out, because they can fucking get a whole nation worth of votes in 45 minutes, and that's through text and everything. So I don't know, but
y'all travel safe, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you saw the graph went parallel, man. It went fucking parallel. Vertical, not parallel.
Never happened before. I mean, it's like a 90-degree angle.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it just it blows my mind. I saw some people on the street too. One woman came up to you, I think, and she was talking about how, everybody just, we need to have unity now. And then she commented on how somebody was dressed. I don't know what the hell that was all about.
Right.
But I mean, and then I saw a bunch of people flipping y'all off, the same people that have been out stealing signs, that have been out, throwing fucking ice on, bottles on people. Yeah, all of it. I don't know, man. I just,
yeah, they're violent, man.
It's never been tolerant. It's never been tolerant. And I salute y'all motherfuckers for going out there and doing that, because, it's, I mean, it needs to be said now more than ever. People need to have cameras. People need to say what they see and get it out there. But, sad thing is, it's a technocracy, and we're, shit's going to have to shake loose. If they want to ride the tiger, and if this is not a free and fair election and the president calls foul,
that should be it. Starting gun. Free and fair elections and no trial by jury, and anything's fucking possible. Everything should be on the table. We put it all into the ballot box, and then this is the bullshit outcome. We knew it was coming, man. That's what Trump. I mean, Trump's got an ace card, man. This is President Trump, or is we the people? It's may the change rest lightly on your shoulders. I'm not going to be participating in this new system.
No.
I mean, and that's the point. I mean, if government becomes intolerable, it becomes our right, our duty, not our right, but our duty to change that. And we can throw that off. That is a right. So, I don't know. I don't know where that goes, but, I don't know what throwing that off looks like. I don't.
Well, shit. Look at the opposition.
Anybody is going to win at that point, but,
look at the opposition. They seem to be doing a pretty good job of it. They're overthrowing our fucking country.
I hope they're as tolerant when the Patriots have to stand up for themselves, because it won't be a matter of offense. I mean, it's going to come from a defensive standpoint. It always has. It always will. If it's justified. And so, I don't know. I have heard, and my biggest fear And here in West Virginia, apparently, I don't have to worry about it. I heard from a good friend of mine who told me that, that my biggest fear is that if this happens now, West Virginia, it's a meme actually now because every state is red. I mean, our Republican senator, she won, or I'm sorry, Congresswoman, she won by one of the most wide margins in history. A female Republican. So, we're red. We're a meme on the map. We're kind of like that bastion now. But our sheriffs, they have to be one of our last lines of defense. They have to say bullshit. That's not what this was intended, and cry foul. And those type of people have to be the ones to stand up. They can't be afraid of this shit any longer.
We can't take this shit anymore.
They're
man.
the fucking hammer, where the president, I think, needs to be a little more vocal, but I think that will freak people out because most people don't realize the severity of this. They think that it has been, they think that it has been some kind of huge victory for freedom and for America. But I don't know. I mean, if it's a free and fair election, then so be it. But prove it. Let the president of the United States say that, and then we'll talk something else. But he's not saying that. So, I don't know, dude.
It's like 5 fucking cities, controlling the country. They know they can't beat us, so they got to cheat us.
And they stop. Just everything's ticking along, and then all of a sudden, oh, fuck it, we're tired. We'll pick this up.
Take a day off.
We'll pick this shit up at 11 o'clock in the morning, and we'll start over. Meanwhile, they'll just bring more votes in, and it's all good.
That's right.
Okay.
The busted water main, was supplying the extra votes. It wasn't water in it; it was damn votes.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, we don't want the ballots to get soggy. I mean, God forbid that those machines malfunction or something.
They were looking for them watermarks.
Yeah.
They're bringing in flash drive votes. They were hooking up to the internet. They're boarding up the windows, filling out ballots. The officials were, some were there and overlooking the shit, and everywhere else they were like kicked out. And that's some Revolutionary War shit, man.
According to InfoWars, armed police, not letting elected officials into the polling places to see, to witness this.
Interesting.
I mean, should that not raise a red flag? Should that not say? I mean, where does that stop? I mean,
it was it was like the video that come out of the old boy on the CCTV that was sitting there, overlooking the polling positions, where the lady was stamping the ballots received and filling them out. And then he turned to another feed, and you had armed police walking around seeing the same thing. They were sitting there stamping the ballots, filling the ballots out, and then putting them in the pile. Stamping the ballot, fill it out, put it in the pile. I mean, that right there to me is proof enough that this is fuckery. This is they are still in the election. They think they're above the law. They think they're above our Constitution. Somebody's got to damn do something.
We've been screaming our heads off for the last 2 months, man, trying to bring awareness to this, man. Doing everything that we can, and it's fucking happening.
Yeah. And I mean, that's great commentary. I don't know if any of you guys want to throw names out there or anything like that, but yeah, I appreciate you all at least making an appearance in the background. You're certainly all welcome to join in.
Sergeant Marcel, Georgia Security Force 3%.
Lance Corporal Nightmare Born.
Georgia Security Force 3%.
Lance Corporal Ghost, Georgia Security Force 3%.
Oh yeah. All right, guys.
Guns
Awesome.
up.
Guns
So-
up.
Guns up.
All right. So, I mean, what, as far as for the general public, you know, if things go crazy, things get hot, let's talk about. I mean, I think it's maybe a little late to talk about preparedness, but at this point, just anybody who has an ear, throw something out there. I mean, what do you recommend at this point? You know, as far as locking in, you know.
Unity, bringing people together like we did in Virginia, taking, go to the Capitol, 30,000 strong, go to CNN, 30,000 strong, surround fucking Atlanta, and get the recount, get it certified, and put Georgia down as red for President Trump. And what can we do to prepare to it? Yeah, click your heels 3 times. Georgia still ruby red.
Yeah,
So-
right.
Ruby red.
So here's something I guess that sort of concerned me. Somebody who actually works for a you know, a congressperson in DC. Their concern was that there's so many states, there's so much theft, and the Trump team, that it's going to be overwhelming in that respect. Now there's a lawyer here in West Virginia, and I don't know. I mean, I know that you have a little bit of background in the legal, you know, the legal area there. But what's your take on that? Is the Trump team able to take on every state? I mean, what do you think about that?
Trump's a smart man, and I've been hearing, you know, everybody's been talking about 3D chess, and okay, I mean, I'm with it, I think, but we're down to checkers. There's
Right.
only like one move left.
Yeah,
Shit,
this
this
ain't
is
Chinese checkers either.
I know. I was about to say it's a Chinese checkers. It sounds like. Amen. Amen.
Well, the biggest thing to me is, and is really what I think most people should think about more than anything, is it's not just one thing happening right now that leads you to believe in the fraud of the ballots and everything else. But if
Right.
you take just one of those things and and it had been applied or had happened back in 2016 when Hillary lost and Trump won,
Ooh.
they would have lost their fucking minds over one.
Oh,
know,
yeah.
You get these Black Lives Matter, Antifa, folks like this, they're getting their airtime on TVs and news networks because they're making their voices heard. They're making, you know what I'm saying?
But
If
our
they're
voices
manufactured,
are
I think. I think they're manufactured. I mean, I don't believe anything that the media says. They're the mockingbird media at this point.
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
And I'm not for censoring the free media, but you know, here's the thing. Yeah, I'm not talking about, oh, they're coming for my guns, they're coming for my speech. They already took my speech. I got pictures of it. It happened today again. I mean, you know, well, they censored Newsmax, the article that I was going to send across. I got pictures and screenshots.
Yep.
I got so many screenshots, it literally clogged up my phone. I had to move it all over for some kind of, maybe something I'm going to write when this shit's all over, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. So, you know, I've just got a bunch of screenshots of my freedom slipping away like a grain of sand each fucking time. And I'm sick of it. Fuck social media. I got a website. Alex Jones has a website. That's the only reason I do what I do at this point, you know, is because he couldn't. And so, fuck it.
We're still little pockets of resistance, man. I mean,
Everywhere.
Yep.
We're not fucking pockets. That's the thing. They want us to think we're little pockets. We're not. We're big fucking football stadiums.
Right.
Well,
We need to.
Block.
Right, and we really need to start making our voices heard. We
We
ain't
need
got to
to
do it
assert
through
ourselves.
destruction. We ain't got to do it through rioting, but we can make our voices heard.
We the
We-
people.
Yeah. Well,
That's
like I said, I think at this point it's up to the president. He's got to direct. He's the commander in chief, and
say
he
the
is
word.
the president.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
and so, at this point, regardless of what they say, today is November the 7th, 2020, and Donald Trump is your fucking president.
That's right.
That's right.
So, okay. And we'll go from there. And if he's not, January 20th, and we're all here and the economy's good and they're working on the war on coal again, what the fuck ever. We'll take that on.
But the
But,
economy's not
whatever.
gonna be good.
It ain't.
No,
It ain't.
because damn the Harrison Biden campaign has already said they're going to shut it back down.
Oh, I know that. Well, here's the thing. Donald Trump has nowhere to hide. We have nowhere to hide. We have nowhere to
No.
run.
That's right.
We're about to slip into the eternal black night of the COVID lockdown and the
That's right.
I'm not doing it.
4 years of mask mandate.
No,
that's what they want. That is what they want.
I can't.
So
That's when I'll start fighting.
I can't.
I know. I understand. But I mean, what do you guys think?
I tell you, I hope I'm not overspeaking the general, but you asked earlier about what our thoughts were about what we encountered today. I was sitting there holding the line, and I was looking at the opposition. The one thing that comes to my mind is we're dealing with the first generation of our public school system that has silenced true history, has silenced, has not taught the Constitution, that has not taught your 8th grade civics class. They are the first generation of the mind-washed, brainwashed, or whatever you want to call it, citizens of the United States.
They are Yuri Brezhnem's. Is it Brezhnev or Yuri Brezhnev, the Russian defector? They are his prophecy come to light.
4 generations.
Yep.
So that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
I mean, and I've got a friend who says, you know what? I have, he's got some issues. He's got some mental issues and everything. He'll get on Facebook. He'll do his thing. But, he's been on this repent kick. He's been on for a while now. And
Right.
he's, but I don't know where I was going with that. But, I think maybe at some point, that God's people works. They work the best under persecution.
Yes, we do.
And so, whatever, at the end of the day,
God's will be done. At the end of the day, God's will be done, man.
absolutely. But,
Without a doubt.
so, I mean, as far as everything goes, I know that there were some gestures made, some words said. I could tell you all were trying to be gentlemen, but at some point it was getting under your skin. Blow that shit off, shake it off. It ain't over yet.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, hell, I'm still in it again. But my thoughts on the matter is, I was a better person than what they were.
Yeah.
I work better under pressure. I work better under distress.
Right.
Calm, cool, collective, thoughts. Everybody has a voice. They do not have to agree with my voice, and I do not have to agree with their voice. But as being God's children, we are all in this together.
Yeah.
And until people can understand that, we're going to have these confrontations.
Right.
And it just
They
blows
keep us
my mind.
divided. Yeah.
Yes, they want us
Yeah,
divided. They
exactly.
keep us divided.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when
Well, I
say
mean,
they,
divide and conquer. If they can have us killing each other, then you know
exactly.
they can just mop up afterwards. But
Yep, that's right. They can come in, take over, and be done with it.
right. So I don't know, guys.
Half
But
of us get it, half of us don't, and it's it appears we're at the at a bit of a stalemate at the moment. But two immovable forces. One of them's going to yield.
Right.
They think each other is immovable, but time will tell. Tempus omnius revelat. God,
Sic semper evello tyrannus mortem.
yes.
So,
Do
no.
more. Do more.
Do more.
But I don't know, guys. I guess it's we live in interesting times. Whether that's a blessing or a curse, who knows? But we're there.
We'll take it as a blessing, man.
Absolutely.
In our time.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But it is time. Doing nothing's not an option, man. It is time, man.
So let's shift gears for a second. You've had a few. I mean, you've done some pretty crazy lives. You've kind of picked up the pace with that. I mean, I've seen you guys. I think at Stone Mountain a couple times, and talking about as far as some other. Look, I think you had another pretty big interview. How did that go?
They're fighting. Stop them, man. They're fighting. Hold on, the dogs are fighting.
No, they're riding a skateboard. No, they're riding a skateboard.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Don't sweat it.
Is it my dog inside? Or she's still outside.
She's still outside.
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. It's just
We got one laying right here.
Yeah, they're like little kids, man, running around everywhere.
I got you.
Dang it, we're right in the freaking. Where are we at again?
Well, no, I was
Talking
just
about the Stone Mountain and other events that we and the
Yeah.
big interview with Vice.
The big
How-
the big interview advice, man. It was I thought the filming, the cameraman was cool as shit, and he was getting some action, and he was about it, and the questioning, it was like same old type of thing, and the pre-election night piece, I watched that and I was like, after we ended, I'm like, listening in, like, man, he's gonna do us good. He's gonna portray us right. He betrayed us, man. That jerk, invite him over to our house, and break bread and take him, take him out. And
treat them like family.
Show them a good time, man. And they hate like that. They all, beat us up over that. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe it was just him, because they told me that the second producer was going to have control over the one on election night. So
right.
They did the live feed on that, and I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And then, it's going to be on there. And they opened up with, well, I go back to the first one. At least they did tie us in with Steve Bannon, who's also being censored and shut down. So if Steve Bannon, watched the video, what's up? We're GSF.
Right, I hear you. Yeah, did you do any of the recording, of them while they were there? Did you get any of the interview on tape or anything like that?
No, it was so hectic, man. We had 100 things going on.
I gotcha.
It was like
then the storm.
Then the tornado came.
Yeah, literally the tornado came.
Tornado sirens were going off, man. We had to get the hell out of there.
I got you. Well, it's 2020, dude. It's hard to tell what's going to happen.
Waiting on Godzilla to come down with throwing flamethrowers.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping
it's over December 32nd.
Yeah, December 32nd.
I was kind of half hoping that we were going to get hit by that big rock, but I guess it's
exactly.
It was like, no, this is a shit show in itself. Let's just go on ahead and get out of here. But I don't know, guys.
You know, what I've got to say about it is, we have opened our arms and our brotherhood, our family, to the to media, and most of them portrays us in the wrong manner, and
Right.
that really pisses me off because I mean we have sure enough sat down with them and talked to them, showed them what we was about, showed them that you know we're not racist, we're not white supremacists, we're not anti-government, we're not.
Right.
You know, we are a 100% above the board constitutional militia. And then they turn around and they spin it to where they make us look like we're the white supremacists, we're the racists, we're, you know, anti-government. We're not anti-government by no means. We just want a true and legal government that follows the Constitution. That's you know, that's all we ask for.
Right.
You know, like you pointed on earlier, at what point do we overturn and use our rights to remove the government and replace it with another government? I mean, that is in our Constitution. That is our God-given right of being citizens of this country. That when the government does not no longer serve the people, we have the right and the duty to replace them.
Right.
If Donald Trump don't say it, who will?
Right.
I mean, you know, like I said, I don't think he has anywhere else to go. I think
they're talking about sending in Canada, Trudeau.
Yeah.
it'll be the blue hats. Is what's coming. That's who. That's
Tell
who
the 3%ers in Canada come down when we get the blue hats. We need 3%ers from Canada come down.
Right.
I go and tell you, I seen an interesting piece the other day. You know, talking about the Canadians coming down. Rocket Man over yonder in North Korea offered his troops up for Trump. So hell, we'll just get Rocket Man and his troops, and they'll beat the Canadians. And hey, we'll let them fight it out. You know, everybody was scared of North Korea. Hell, Trump went over there, and now they're best friends. And I mean, and he told them the way it was. He told them the way it was going to be, expectations, and that's what it's been.
I think he's got his hands full with his sister. I'm going to let those two fight it out over there. They can just keep their asses over there.
That exactly.
But
I thought it was interesting, you know, that Rocket Man. We'll come help you.
If it goes sideways, man. On anybody, any country, any foreign country coming in, we're gonna take out the trash ourselves.
That's right.
I mean,
no damn blue hats. I don't want no UN.
I think it would be treason upon any elected official that would welcome that into the United States. You know, there's no standing armies in the U.S.
No.
I mean, you know, I mean, I think that would be a line in the sand, and I think you're kind of right when you talk about what's the line in the sand. Like I said, is it our free speech? No, that's already gone. Is it? I mean, do we have any? Here's something interesting. Is that 2 years ago, I stood in a bunch of executive meetings, and I talked about how they came to my house and stole my signs and defaced my car and did all this stuff. I'm sorry, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, not 2 years ago. And you know, now we're to the point where these same people have stolen an election, allegedly. And you know, like I said, I don't think we can afford not to have a serious discussion face to face with our local legislators, start it locally, and say we demand protection from technocracy in the state. If California can tell you how much lead you can have in a product down to, you know, minuscule, then, you know, we can say, hey, Google can't fucking track and turn your fucking microphone on whenever they feel like it. Let's start there. Let's say, hey, the media, these corporate controlled medias, if they're not a locally owned station, if they're a corporate, or if they're corporately controlled, they have to broadcast as, you know, some kind of label. Let's turn the tides on them. Let's fact check their asses every time.
Yeah.
Let's make the announcers, the anchors, dress like fucking NASCAR drivers. This is sponsored by, you know, George Soros over here, and you know, Pfizer right here, and shit. And then let's see what the American people say. Let's put a big ass cancer warning across the media, and that'll protect us a little bit there.
Yeah.
But I'm going on a tangent. But fuck those motherfuckers is what I'm.
Let's keep going on the tangent, man.
On the tangent. Fuck these motherfuckers.
This 2020, this Corona fucking civil liberties intruding, the lockdowns, the fucking, are we gonna have food? Are we all gonna die? Do we need face masks? We need inoculations. Yeah, here we go. I'm not doing a rush to a vaccine. I'm not wearing. Oh, I did get one mask. You got to see this one.
Oh, you talking about masks real quick?
Oh shit!
And here we go. I'm gonna say it. If a fart can get through an underwear and your pants, what do you think a damn piece of cloth's gonna do for a damn virus?
You got a point. You absolutely have a point.
All right, here's this one.
I hear you.
I'm a sheep.
Hang on a second. I'm going to go off camera for about 45 seconds. You guys entertain yourselves. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right. Give me a real gas mask.
Hey, I'll shotgun the beer with the gas mask on.
Where they at?
Under the boxing gloves.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Hey. You'd say we all put one on.
All right.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah. You grab my ear with this and twist.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I need one of them.
That is what protects you from the virus.
Hey, check this out. Y'all want to see my corona? Y'all want to see my corona protection? Check this shit out.
Oh, this is one I haven't popped the seal on yet.
That's my corona protection.
I'm
Right?
fogging up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Mask
We'll meet
up.
you on the battlefield. Charge.
That's right. We ain't got no corona. We ain't got. Don't let the corona get on you.
All right, I'm ready. I got my
So that's right. Nobody. We are free. Fuck the new world order corona.
Boogaloo.
All right.
Keep the boogie on.
I love your corona mask, by the way.
I'll take my bucket off there.
Oh, man.
What are those damn bugs? The stink bugs. Got the stink bug in my mask.
Yeah, it gets a little hot, but it's all good.
There it is right there. Dude.
Now I did about a 15-minute video with that helmet on. I went to a couple lockdown first occurred, So
You must have been.
This is
It was
Sparta.
so, but no, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know where this is going to go from here, but
Nobody.
I got to that it's just going to be a matter of faith and a whole lot of faith, a whole lot of community involvement, people together, taking care of one another, and and above all, support the president, supporting free and fair elections. I don't think that's radical. I don't, I'm going to just point out that if, as America, as the quote unquote superpower of the world that we used to be perceived as until everybody hated us for some reason, um, you know, um, we oversaw elections, and the shit that is going on now would have triggered recounts and, closer looks at things. I mean, I don't understand how any news person out there. I'm a redneck from West Virginia, y'all. I'm not, I'm not the one that should be pointing this out. These news agencies should be saying these
That's
things.
right.
They said that there's a new secret agency that was created. I don't know if there's any truth to that. That was tasked with this election 2 years ago. You know anything about that?
Nah, I do not. But damn, I'd like to be in on it. I would.
I'm reaching everything I can get my hands on, man. I need some good intel.
Maybe it's Space Force. You think it could be Space Force? They're watching the ballots from space with they're looking at the iridium watermarks and going,
They should have been using the fucking laser beams to eradicate the roaches, fucking harvesting all the ballots and fucking burning the ballot boxes and shit. Then circling the cities, like they fucking won.
Well, Chris, Joe's got hairy legs, and the roaches used to come and lap and rub his legs and stuff like that.
And when they would stand up, they'd rub them back down for them.
Yeah. So, I mean,
about roaches.
God, that's it.
I tell you though, talking about that on a serious note, if the election is
Cover a little bit to your right, man.
identified as-
Just a little bit out of camera. There you go, bro.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. All good.
On a serious note, if the election is verified that it is true and legal and law abiding,
Absolutely.
I will take it upon myself to stand down as far as saying that I will not support our president. But if the people have spoken, I don't have no other choice but to agree with the people as long as it is a 110% true and law-abiding election. And they can tell me where these millions upon millions of extra ballots has come from. Because last I seen, we were 60 million ballots above.
I heard 80 million. I
hadn't looked at it the past couple of days, but I mean, if you take all of the registered voters in the United States, put them in a pile, and you got 60 million more votes than are registered to vote, how can that be legal? And for you to expect, it can't be. I mean, So I mean, it's going to take a damn showing of hell and high water.
I think my line is going to be, it's going to be with the president. If the president cries foul, then I'm going to let slip the dogs of war if that's what he says.
That's right.
If he says do it, then we'll have to talk about what the next step is and where we rally and what we do. But until that point, I mean, I understand. I'm with everybody else. If this is free and fair, hey, if the president says, well, look, we looked at it, all the ballots are marked, we're good. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think the president would say what he has said to this point. I don't think he would cry foul and fraud. I think he's being clear about what we're seeing, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it with myself. I think that until the president says, you know what, I concede, I'm going to fight. And
Hey, as long as he's fighting, I'm fighting.
That's right.
Amen. Amen.
He is the first president in damn freaking eight. How many years that has fought for the people?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, man, and this is what's messed up is that I've got it on film. I've never released it, but I mean, going through the Obama years, I've got pictures of, I live just a few miles outside of the Bechtel Summit Reserve here in West Virginia, and so when our area we were on in martial law, we weren't in lockdown like don't go out of your house, but at every street corner they ran several operations, but it was several different states at every street corner. Now they were professional. They kept their cool. Nobody, I mean, I'm going to say that I'm going to call it like it is. Right. But and the guard that was there. I mean, my small town. You'd go into a Dollar General and it was nothing but the guard. But again, that was, what, that's your family and friends right there. They're being, but it's a little unnerving to go through and you see, 50 armored vehicles with turrets on them, in Mount Hope, West Virginia. You're like, what the hell? And then the Black Hawks start flying a circuit over your house. On the hour, every hour on the hour, I got it on video. Boom, all the way around. And so there was something called Ridge Runner going on. They were training. I'm good with that. Let them train. I'd rather it be here if they're training than, go into something that they're not ready for.
Without a doubt.
That's cool. But at the same time, the gubernatorial candidate for Nevada at the time was talking about a false flag. You guys can go back and look this up. He was talking about a false flag, a mass casualty drill happening at the summit. So all these reporters at this meeting are going, at the high school, they're going, oh, what about parking? What's food going to be like? And I say, can you verify there's going to be a mass casualty drill? And everybody's head snapped around. I was at the top of the bleachers and they were like, wham, and looked up at me. And that fear said something to me. I was like, what the hell is that all about? I'm asking these things. Why are you afraid of what I'm asking? We were the ones that went under lockdown. We were the ones that endured all of this for a week. So now, anyway, I guess where I'm going with that is, this shit, isn't new. We have to draw a line. We have to have, it shouldn't matter who the president is. An American should never fear for their safety or their liberty that they were afforded. It's That's like right. when you sign a contract at a car dealership, you leave that dealership and you have in writing everything that you're going to do and that they're going to do. And it's locked in. They can't come to you 2 weeks later and say, well, wait a minute, it's this, So we need clear, concise. Our Constitution should do that, but it can't be left open to interpretation anymore. No. We have to say it doesn't matter who runs it. These are the guidelines. And if they don't like it, then they're seditious fucking bastards.
That's right.
And I guess that's all I have to say about that.
Tyrants get the rope.
So I don't know. We're going on about 48 minutes. Anything else you guys want to throw out there? Anything you want to say? How do they support you guys? How do they get into?
Right. One of the biggest things that struck me was when we came up there, in our full, not necessarily battle regalia per se, but pretty well armed. How many thank yous, and thank God and bless you that we received just to be there and hold that line and give them that security. They finally felt for once there was somebody there watching over them so that they can do their God-given right like everybody else gets to do and use their voice. And that just really that really struck something with me.
Yeah, because we really wasn't participating in the actual exchange. We were just we were holding our line, and we were in between the individuals that were supporting Trump.
We were there as a security force.
We were there watching their back and watching what was going on. And I tell you, it was just when we showed up, it was like
it got quiet.
When we walked out, when we walked off the stairway, I mean, it said you could have dropped a pin for about a second there. I mean, everybody was like, "Oh shit, what do we got going?" Because the opposition was like, "Uh-oh."
How about your interaction with law enforcement? What's the feedback you get?
Law enforcement, hell, it was awesome.
Yeah, there was a couple times. Yeah, like keep on moving on the sidewalk, and I'm like, it's a public sidewalk. That if they're gonna do anything, you've seen us do it a million times. They'll be like, how many people you got? 30. You got 30, then you got a group. If you got a group, you got to disperse, and then we just take a couple steps and move around. It was like there was a dozen of us. So, one, two, you don't know how many of us are whatever. It's a public sidewalk.
Absolutely.
So that pisses me off though, because I know my rights, man. And I'm walking to an assembly where they're exercising their rights. So they're trying to tell us, move along. We can't even exercise our First Amendment right. And if Joe Biden wins, we're not going to have First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment. We're fucking disarmed fucking chattel. Free-range taxpayers. But they got to disarm us and, stay away from each other and do homeschooling and, get $7 trillion from the Federal Reserve pumped into the fucking banks, and they use the money to fucking take over the fucking world. United States of America, we owe 33% of all the debt owed to the Federal Reserve. We owe like that pie, 33% of all the money they've fucking given out all over the world.
Hey, you got to give your cut to the big guy, Chris.
Yeah,
you got to get his cut, dude.
You got to help the big guy get up. Help the big guy up.
That's right,
man. This is a fraud on the people, man. That's why they demonize us, because they got to finish disarming people, that are hip to the game and see the fraud being perpetrated on the people, and all of this shit, man. And the fraud, the fraud taking place at this election, it's happening in 2020 for a fucking reason. Can you see it, motherfucker?
I mean, it's like Agenda 2021. It's, Agenda 2035. It's, they're hoping, I honestly believe, it's not the Illuminati. It's not, you can throw that shit off the window because, it don't exist. But they are people that are pulling the strings. The more that I have learned and the more that I'm reading about the Great Reset that they're hoping for the economy, and especially the way that Bitcoin, it skyrocketed and all of a sudden it dropped down, and now it's starting to rise back up. I believe that's going to be if they are able to enact the Great Reset.
Well, that's
the IMF is sitting on $1 trillion, and they're saying they're going to use their trillions to help.
This is the Chinese social credit score. It's already that machine's already running. I mean, it's purring right along over there, and No, that's the thing. That's the model. That's what they want us under. That's the Great Red Dragon. That is that's the point where they they issue you your biometrics. Everything goes in. You got to have your quantum dot technology. If you look into it, quantum dot technology is tied to cryptocurrency. Why would they do that? Quantum dot's going to track your COVID ID. It's going to make sure that you were tagged.
My COVID ID.
No. And here's the thing, guys, and share this to your churches. Share this to the people that has an ear. If you look and you see the actual word in the correct language in the Greek, it means an etching. When it talks about this mark, it's like a tattoo. It's a mark, and that's exactly what the quantum dot technology does. You can't dig it out. Once it's in, it's there. And so, it's one more tool, it's one more step, and it's all tied. You're not going to need a Visa card that says Chris Hill. You're not going to need that. It's all thumbprint, the way you walk with your Fitbit on, the way, the places you're at every day. It's if you go back to, hang on, there's so much information coming. If you go back to, look at it, what was it called? Jade Helm, where you're looking at mastering the human domain. So if you take a clear cellophane, and one part of the data that they receive is from your phone. One part of the data they receive is what you buy with your credit cards. All of it, what social circles you're around on your social, and it creates this whole map of you. So they know you better than you know yourself sometimes, and it's all tied into this. I mean,
social security, this straw man structure. I'm not what you have in your cellophane, man. I'm Chris. I live in the United States of America. That's it.
Well, we have to break that, though. I'll tell you what. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to go forward with social media for much longer. I mean, I post sometimes just to know that I posted, because the reach. I mean, from my website, that's one thing, but trying to share stuff, I'm down 100% here over month end over month end. It's just, but you just got to keep on trucking. You got to get it out there, and you have good. Some days you do good with the post, some days you don't, but you just got to get it out there. You got to be that Paul Revere, because I mean, they're not just coming, they're here. It ain't what's it going to be if it happens. At this point, it has happened, and so we're at a crossroads, and I think the whole world is waiting on a final answer, be it fraud or he concedes. I think we need to know, and I think we need to get it on. So
I think
guys,
they gotta know, man. We gotta know. We gotta know, Sean.
It's good. We will. Just like I said, just have faith. Spend time with the ones you love at this point. Do it while you can, and these are the days. This is what they call the animating contest of liberty right here. So, God be with us all. We just gotta fucking head down and do what we got to do. Let's just hope it's the right thing. Let's just hope that this is the most intense game of chicken we've ever seen, and let's just hope that they blink, because if not, I don't think Trump's going to say fuck this.
Somebody's about to move over.
I think he's been very clear. I think he's been very clear that the American people are having their voices stolen. So we'll see.
Yep.
But
you said let God bless us. Since all this started, God is with us. God is beside us, because being a born again Christian and being saved, we have His armor of protection.
Amen.
Thank you, Jesus.
But on that hand, we need for God to have mercy upon us.
Yeah.
Because, our blessings, we've turned our back on Him. Our society has turned their backs on Him so far and so hard. It's not to the point that He's going to bless us. The only thing that I feel that we can have now is for Him to have mercy upon us.
Well, there's a point. I mean, that's a really good point. We have to have mercy, but He's, that hedge of protection. I mean, those who believe, I think are going to come through this. I think He's going to look out for everybody. But that's the thing about the Holy Spirit and that's the thing about Christians, and that's the thing about people who believe the way we do, is you can't force salvation on somebody.
No,
You can't force salvation on anybody. That's why we sit back, and that's why we turn the other cheek, and that's why we do the things, we are the peaceful side. These are the ones who stand by you guys with the sword, just like Peter around Jesus. And Jesus, I don't think Jesus turned Peter away, with the sword at that point, because he had something to do. And, as there's going to be a time very soon, I think we may be, I mean, I'm not saying we may be, I think we do live in it, is that the only way to be saved, the only way to do it at some point, because once you're part of this beast system, once you're marked, the only way to be saved is through the sword, I'm not saying with the sword. I'm saying that you become the martyr. You put your head out there, and God either stands with you, or you fall for Him. You show your final thing. So, I mean, it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I know I'm not trying to relate religion to Star Wars, but in a way, once they strike you down, they're only going to make you stronger, in that spirit, because that's what we fight. I don't know. I'm gonna get off my soapbox there, but
You merely adopted to the dog.
pretty soon they're going to be knocking on my door wanting to see my state appointed I guess certificate for being a church or something. So pretty soon Google's going to be like, oh no, you can't say God.
Yeah. All you have to do is say, hey, look here, 3%. That's my appointed.
There's power. There's power in the number 3, gentlemen. There's power in the number 3.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
How do they get in touch with you guys? I mean, if people if people in your area see this, if people want to get it out there, you guys, when it's live, share it to your friends. I mean, let them share it to their friends. It's that's that multiplier effect is what they want. That's what we need. How do they get in touch with you? How do they support you? What do they need to do?
The website is iiisecurityforce.com, and the YouTube channel, you can just do a YouTube search, 3% Security Force, the Roman numeral 3% sign, and you'll see Chris Hill in the top couple of videos, and but that's it. YouTube, they kicked us off of everything, so there's a website.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody's interested in joining, then we go, we take it to the next step, and we get a conversation going, get to know each other, let each other feel it out a little bit, and then we go out and meet each other, and then when you get together like this, like what we're doing right now, it's that's what it's all about, man. Because we lifted those people's motivation up. When we got there, we brought the freaking sound system, man, playing the American national anthem, and the fucking assholes are kneeling. But everybody on the pro-Trump side was, we brought the party to them, brought the security,
We brought
the party.
Damn support.
I hear you.
It
Oh,
felt
yeah.
that felt good. I love that. But hey, if you don't want to join, then at least keep track of where these rallies. They have to continue every day. They have to get bigger, and it has to go on. And don't even stop. You know, with the President Biden, don't even stop. Keep growing, because he's going to take the guns and he's going to do all the things that we're talking about tonight. And it ain't going to take long. So don't put your guns away. Don't give your guns away.
Do you know who's going to
President Trump loses, because we're not ushering in a new era of peace.
Going to be his czar? Do you know who's going to be his czar? Beto, hell yeah, we're going to take your AR-15.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Beto. Me
Come
first.
No, I call first. I call dibs.
on.
I'm closer to DC than y'all. It ain't no fair.
Oh, so
But,
you say it's going to spread like a cancer? It's going to start.
I'm saying it already has spread like a cancer. We got to be the damn chemo at this point, you know, with some radioactive isotope ballots. I hope to God. If this, and I'll tell you what, if this is a Q conspiracy, if it is a Q conspiracy, I mean, I believe Steve Pachinik. I think that was the most fantastic Boogaloo shirt I have ever seen in my life. I know y'all saw the video. That was pretty damn cool. And I think it meant something. I don't think he would wear that shirt unless he's disinfo. Unless he is fucking disinfo, then fuck him too. But, you know, I don't think that's the case. I don't think he'll throw his work down the drain by saying something that just isn't that true and sounding that sure of himself. Because if that's the case, it's just straight up bullshit. So I don't know. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be very interesting over the next few days.
Yes, sir.
Monday, the president came out and Monday is, I think, going to be a big day from what the campaign is about today. So let's hope. Now I know I keep going on. I know you guys have been traveling. I know you guys have put a full day in already, so I appreciate you staying with me for an hour. I can run. I mean, that's up to you guys. I want to get your message out. I want to get your word out. I mean, is there anything we didn't cover? Anything that you think needs to be covered?
Yeah. With that being said, there's one phrase that rings in the back of my head. Hey, vote for me means higher taxes. I'm going to get rid of Trump tax cut, and I'm going to increase your taxes.
Clap for that, you stupid sons of bitches.
Yeah, clap for that, you stupid bastards.
Clap for that, you stupid bastards.
Bow down to that too.
Hey, I got the best one. That was both my Joe Biden and my Hunter Biden impression at the same time. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Love it.
Thank you. InfoWarsStore.com. Defend freedom. Wake up America coffee. Yes. But yeah, I've been working on that impression. I'll be at the Laugh Shack next Saturday, and so,
We'll try to make it out there.
Absolutely.
To the podcast right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Shoot, I mean, I love it, man. It's good chatting with you again, man. And
Well, hey, I think I got YouTube. I guess has been a dick. I upped my subscription. I had a problem paying for YouTube Premium. So if you get 1,000 viewers, I don't put a whole lot into YouTube because you put your heart and soul into it, and then they say, oh, wait a minute, we've let this asshole talk long enough, but now people are actually listening. And then when they get to that point, so I think I have a way around that. And what I was going to mention to you guys is start a damn, I don't know who's in charge of it, but get somebody in charge of emails, get somebody in charge of text messages, and start from your webpage, start working on getting that message out right there. Do a quick video, take it, fuck Facebook, all of it, man. Just rely on your domain. You pay for that site. That's your domain. I mean, if they can get to the point where they're taking that, and I know there have been some, and they've, well, however you feel about them, but the point is that you guys, if all you guys are doing is going out, I mean, you can see the fruits of your labor and tell that they're good. You're defending people. You're sheepdogs. You're the shepherd. You're not the wolf. So
Right.
that's and people can see that. So do it from your web page and try to get them signed up. Text message, bomb, don't blow them up with text messages to where they're unsubscribing. But that's what I'm telling everybody now. Rely on your website. Rely on it. I'm gonna start relying on mine more. I'm gonna start working on live feeds from mine. I mean, we got to get better at it, because it is a technocracy. Technology is a double-edged sword, but that's one thing that is something we so bad need to get a rein on. Our elected officials have to understand how important it is to not let themselves be censored. Where would we be now if the president was able to tweet during the election? You guys realize he got censored while the votes were being counted. Censor that motherfucker. But let Joe Biden, appear. I mean, where would he be if those states were made to report or lose their damn their right to fucking submit votes? Do it by a deadline. We have a deadline for a reason. I just don't know. Ballots without names on them. I'm going back in circles and I'm getting pissed. So but they're coming, and the censorship's coming, guys. And so rely on websites, rely on 3%securityforce.com. Just and get people going to your site, and let Mark Zuckerberg end up by himself. I hope I hope there's a mass exodus come out of her. Anybody who doesn't want, to lose their freedom, it's as simple as taking that power away, because Mark Zuckerberg doesn't write my checks. He doesn't pay my bills, and I'm done. I'm done giving them the power. I don't know. He doesn't tell me with an algorithm what to think. I'm done with it. I'm done. Censor them, make them liable. I don't know who I'm talking to. I hope that some elected officials hear this, but make them liable, protect the people who elected you to represent you, to represent them. A republic is only as effective as the that delegate. It's only as effective as the person, the integrity of that person who is speaking for the rest of the people. We got a
call from 1-717-747.
Is that you or me?
Yeah, it's you.
No. That was you, General. Your speaker.
Okay. I got you.
No,
but no, guys, I know it's getting late. We ran about 1 minute and 12 seconds. Thank you all for coming on. Check these guys out. Follow them on YouTube. Give them support. If you're in the area, say, hey, what can I do?
Join your militia. Create your militia. It's just a network of people, you and everybody around you. Stand together and defend all of our constitutional rights, and just say, hey, all you got to do is point out one, and there's so much to choose from. I'm going to take a deck of cards, 52 cards in the deck, and I'm going to put a fucking inequity on every single one of them. And it's just like, here, pick a card. It's a bottomless cup of inequity. And it's, and Joe Biden is the coup de grace? No.
I don't know. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't see that future happening, man. I don't know.
Somebody's somebody better put these little puppies in check. I mean, the lion don't turn around with the puppies barking, but I'm starting to get like, might want to look over my shoulder. You know, it's creeping up. It's gaining pace. It's ready to overtake and put us in the fucking belly of the beast. And because we've gotten soft, you know, and we've gotten fucking, you know, complacent.
Yeah.
And you can't do nothing right now. All I'm trying to do is kind of set it. If you can say one thing about us, man, we're gonna do something. We're gonna be active. You know, talking to people, training, helping. But right now, it's, you know, it's like, it feels like time's up. You know.
Yeah. Well, we've got 70 some more days. So I mean, I think Alex Jones called that one right. 79 days of hell. This is going to be hell.
Time is going to be like sandpaper.
This is going to fucking suck.
The longer it goes, the rougher it gets.
It's going to be rough, man.
Well, like I said, let's just lock in and get ready for impact, you know, and just go from there.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Lean back, take a full 30-inch step, move forward and burn. Burn it down.
Guys, I appreciate you coming on. We'll have to do it again. I'll check back in with you. I appreciate all that you do. Thanks for your service, and stay safe out there, guys.
Purple shrines on our head. Phenobarbital makes us dead. To heaven's gate we will go. So climb aboard
For God, for country, for truth, for justice, for the Republic. You're listening to the Powder Monkey Podcast on PirateInfoWars.com.